Hello and welcome to another Convergence conversation. I'm Cormac Harkin, your host for today, and I'll be talking to Hui-i about the International Permaculture Convergence in Taiwan at the end of the year. Do you want to just introduce yourself quickly, and then we can get on to the conference?
Okay, sure. Hello, everyone. I am Hui-i. I am the host of the 15th International Permaculture Convergence. My organization is Earth Passengers Permaculture Design, and I am on this interview on behalf of a team of volunteers who are involved in organizing this event.
Great stuff. Glad to have you on. I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah.
Uh, might be a bit too far for myself to travel, but I still have it in the back of my mind if some money falls in my lap, get a few bit of work in. Do you want to just tell us about the event and just the sort of basic information around it, just where
Okay.
it is, what it's about?
Okay, so the 15th International Permaculture Convergence will be held in Taiwan. It's a small island country in East Asia, and so the dates will be from November 6th, starting with pre-IPC courses. There will be a teacher training, and then followed by a permaculture design course. And then on November 30th and December 1st, there will be the formal opening of the IPC, which will start from a conference, 2-day conference in a bigger city in Kaohsiung City in Taiwan. And then after the 2-day conference, there will be the convergence. Then we'll move to a more rural area, which is not too far from the city, Kaohsiung City. Um, it will be held in a Aboriginal village um, in Taidong County, and the Aboriginal village is called Daromak. Daromak meaning home for the Aboriginal people. Um, one of the Aboriginal peoples in Taiwan. And the reason why we are holding this convergence in that village is because um, when we started promoting permaculture in Taiwan, the first 3 PDCs were held in that Aboriginal village. So it has a historical uniqueness in the history of Taiwan's permaculture development and education. And a lot of people in that village know about permaculture concepts, and they are very supportive of holding this convergence in their village.
Great stuff. So a lot of things there for people at different levels, whether you're a teacher or beginner. Um, so do you want to just go through that? So the teacher training is the first thing.
Yes, and it will be taught by a teacher from the U.S., Jude Hobbs, and she has like almost 40 years of uh, experience is in practicing and teaching permaculture, and she has been teaching permaculture teacher training for almost 20 years throughout the world, in sometimes in Europe and in the U.S. or in she also taught in India in the last I think IPC13. Yes.
Yeah, great stuff. And so is that for people with a PDC, so then they can go on and do their training?
Yes, yes.
And is there any other prerequisites for that training?
No, if you have done a PDC, you can take the teacher training. Um, Also, if you haven't done a PDC, if you get the agreement uh, from the instructor, you can also maybe participate. But you will need to get the agreement from the teacher.
Right, so it's more of an experiential, I think they call it, route. So that's good
Mhm.
that the two options are there.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to tell us about the design course that's available?
Yes, and the design course is just right after the permaculture teacher training. Um, there will be 5 teachers from different parts of the world. For example, it will be the leading teacher is Robin Francis from Australia, and the reason why we invited Robin to be the leading teacher for the PDC is also because she taught the first PDC in Taiwan. And also, we have worked with her for over 10 years, actually 15 years so far. And she knows our place very well, and she knows Taiwan very well. And also, we also invited Clea Chandamal from India. um, she We would like to have different people from of different backgrounds to teach co-teach together. So so there will be teachers from India, and also Jude Hobbs, who is teaching the teacher training, will also be in the PDC team. And also a local teacher from Taiwan. He is Peter Moorhead. He is my husband, and he has lived in Taiwan for almost 30 years, teaching permaculture. So the course will be held at our permaculture center, and so the participants can really immerse themselves in the permaculture lifestyle here while they're studying design course. There's also a teacher from Hong Kong and from Australia.
Well, there's a lot of experience there available for
Yes,
people.
yes.
So is this a PDC that's focused on the sort of local climate and conditions in Taiwan, or would this be open to an international audience as well?
Yes, it's open to the international participants, and a standard PDC usually will talk about all kinds of examples from the tropical climate or the temperate climate, and so it's basically a design course. So because permaculture principles can be applied to different climates, so I think it's suitable for everyone who is interested in a sustainable lifestyle.
Yeah, a good opportunity as well to go and watch you living the lifestyle and immersing yourself in that, build that networks up, the international networks, so
Yes,
that if you can go do the PDC, take that information back and have that connection. Should you ever get any sort of work or anything in that, or you
yeah.
should move to a temper. No, that's great stuff. And
Mm.
then the conference sounds permaculture. They like to do the sort of the hippie style conferences, the sort of self design stuff. Is this, and then you get the stuffy corporate conference? Is this somewhere in between, or do you want to tell us about that the conference?
Okay. So the conference is open to everyone that is interested in a sustainable future. So you don't have to finish or complete a PDC. Anyone can participate, and that is why it will be held in a bigger city. So there's better access to everyone. And I myself is very excited about the content of the conference. Um, so the first day we'll talk about Austronesian and East Asian traditional culture, um, and its relation with permaculture design. And because the Taiwan Aboriginal people are Austronesian ethnic, and also because this is the first time that IPC is held in East Asia, so we would like to introduce more um, traditional wisdoms from this region. So we'll start with that, and then we'll talk about water and soil conservation, resilient design for water and soil conservation. And the facilitator of this session will be Andrew Millison from the U.S., and he has invited Dr. Paul from the Paani Foundation from India. They have done very extraordinary work on water conservation on landscape for rural Indian people. Um, so that's very exciting that that Dr. Paul from India will be coming to introduce their work in India. And then Natalie Topa, she will be coming from Kenya, talk about their work related to water issues in East Africa now, and some of her work with the UN. So that's all very inspiring and exciting. And we'll also have a new topic about marine permaculture, because Taiwan is an island. We are very interested in how to integrate permaculture concept into marine environment. And I'm sure marine issue is also very important around the world. So we're excited about having Professor Brian von Herzen. I'm not sure if I could pronounce his name right, but he will be doing an online presentation and introduce his work on marine permaculture. So that's also very exciting. And in the evening, we will have a traditional roadside banquet style dinner, which is very Taiwanese. So I hope people enjoy the unique Taiwanese style dinner together. And then we will have an interactive evening with all the participants and speakers, facilitated by like in a social permaculture style, or yeah. So that's the first day, and then the second day will focus more about social permaculture, and we're very happy that we invited Satish Kumar from Schumacher College. The second day will start with the meditation morning circle with Satish, and then he will have a presentation. Then later on, there will be an important session led by Rosemary Morrow and permaculture for refugees. We think this is especially important at this time of the world, because there are more places that are undergoing war, and climate refugees are getting more and more. There are more and more climate refugees around the world. So we'll have almost the whole morning about this, how permaculture can help in this situation. And in the afternoon, we'll talk about permaculture and right livelihood. So there will be some stories from Taiwan's like Homemakers Union Co-op. It's a group of women. Since 30 years ago, they formed a co-op and to provide cleaner and more sustainable food in the Taiwanese society. And later on, about 8 years ago, they formed an energy co-op. So it's a civil power company, and it's all started by a group of women. And we would like to introduce this story to the rest of the world, also the participants. And there will be like a story about urban agriculture system in Singapore, a highly urbanized area. So this is the part about the right livelihood. And then the last session of the 2-day conference will be permaculture for social harmony and health. And we'll talk about more community stories. And then I think it's a good ending of the 2-day conference. Yeah. And so then after the conference, we'll move to the more rural area for the convergence.
Yeah, it sounds great. I like the way you're tackling the big issues like water, marine, uh, and then demonstrating how the practical side of it as well. And then that's a
Yeah,
nice note to finish on.
yeah,
Uh, I've seen Andrew Millicent's videos on from India. Very inspirational, very practical as well. And it's good that we're tackling these issues.
thank you.
And it's a great opportunity to go and see that expertise.
Mm,
I know Rosemary Morrow's the refugee permaculture as well. It's very inspiring, very uh, real stuff. It's not the sort of all these are real issues, which is really good. You're tackling them.
mm.
Um, and then there after there's a convergence. And what is the convergence?
Oh, the convergence is mainly open to people who complete their permaculture design course. Um, so it's a 5-day event, and every day, and you can apply to be a presenter as long as you are practicing permaculture at home or community or in school, or or your original work, your job, or on the farm. We always said that permaculture can be applied in all walks of the society. So as long as you would like to share your work or your stories, your experience, you're welcome to apply to be a presenter. And we are still calling for presenters now. We wish to have more and more presenters. So we'll put all these presentations together, spread out through the 5 days, and with some uh, presentation and some online presentation, and also some workshops and forums. If you would like to organize provide a workshop, you're also welcome to do so. So we'll gather all these presentations and then arrange them throughout the 5 days. So we'll start the day with some morning activity. Some people will be spontaneously leading Tai Chi or yoga or meditation or whatever morning activities. And then there will be like a keynote speech to start the day. And then, in different time frame, the whole day will be divided into different sessions. And so according to the themes uh, of the presenters, um, every like from for example from 9 to 10, you will have like five different presentations that you can choose uh, uh, to go to, and then you can switch to different rooms to different presentations done by provided by different permaculturists from different countries or different areas. And so every day there will be maybe over 10, 20 presentations that you can participate, or you can select to go to. And then there's networking time, and also there will be evening entertainments or cultural events you can go to. So it's like a permaculture share fair. You can hear many different stories from different people. So it's quite exciting too. And again, this will be held in the Aboriginal village in Taiwan. So there will be also some local culture activities, and or like plant walk, like you can get to know how these Aboriginal friends how they use some kind of plants in their daily lives, or for medicinal use, or cultural use of these different plants. Or there will be like ecological walks that to get to know the local environment. So I think it's quite exciting for myself. Yeah. So
Yeah,
there will be a lot of exchange.
that sounds really interesting. I like the way that you can get involved and share your own story. So if I wanted to share my story, how would I get in touch with you? Send you an
Yeah.
email or to go to the website?
Yeah, there's our you can go to our website, and there is a button for becoming a presenter. So there's a form you can fill in, and just write down some outlines of your the topic that you want to share, and then uh, once it's approved, we'll arrange it into the schedule and announce it on the official website.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. That's a it's quite a combination there of uh the conference and the convergence.
Mhm.
It sort of tackles both. I really like that of the formal and the sort of self organized stuff. Then it sounds fascinating, and the chance as well to go to the Aboriginal village and see what they're
Yeah.
doing and really get to explore it. Uh,
Yes.
that's class. So the advanced workshops then.
Oh, the advanced workshop. There's a like post IPC courses, and there will be a teacher from the U.S. He will be sharing permaculture teacher training for children. So it's more focused on youth education or children's education. It's different from the pre-IPC permaculture teacher training, which is more focused on adult education. So that will be held at our permaculture center also, because we have the gardens and the space that the teacher can use as his teaching background. Yeah, and there's also we're organizing a natural building experiential workshop. So that's more fun stuff to do after the course. If you want to stay longer in Taiwan, you can also consider participating all these post IPC workshops. And there's also opportunity you can go mountain hiking or go visit other Aboriginal villages. There are a lot more Aboriginal villages that um, you can learn a lot of Aboriginal culture in Taiwan. So it might be nice to consider staying longer if you have time or would like to travel longer. And Taiwan is well, compared with like the U.S. or Europe, Taiwan is reasonably uh, not so expensive. Yeah, and people are pretty nice and friendly to foreigners. So it's a safe place to travel. And Taiwan has a lot of high mountains that are over 3,000 meters high. And so mountain hiking is also a pretty nice thing to do.
Yeah, I just love the spreads because you've got it from the beginner permaculturists could come and within 4 weeks be really submerged and have a really good education. There's something there for the experienced one, the teacher you can present, and as well as the local immersion. I think that's brilliant. You've definitely made me want to go a lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
So it's
consider that.
definitely yeah. So you've definitely inspired me. So if I wanted to go, how do I book a ticket? Uh,
Oh, go to the official website, and then first go to the registration button, and there is a registration guidelines, and there's a list of prices and activities and other conditions are all listed. and then it will guide you to registration form. So, and some people will write us if they have any other specific questions. You can write to the email listed on the website, and then we will give you the answer or help you to go through the registration process.
Great stuff. And now for the tough question for you is, what highlights are you looking forward to? Are you looking forward to anything in particular?
Um, I myself have been to two IPCs in Cuba and India. And I think the most fascinating thing is to meet people from around the world and being inspired by other people's stories. And I think that's important for me to um, keep going. So I look forward to this kind of feeling like an international permaculture family again in Taiwan. And especially, actually, when I went to the previous IPCs, I didn't really meet a lot of Asian. But this time, because Taiwan is in Asia, East Asia, uh, I know that there are more Asian practitioners that are participating. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I wish their stories can be heard more in the world. So that's pretty exciting for me.
Yes, definitely. Want to hear more stories about what's happening. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that as well. So you mentioned there an international affiliate as well. How's the event been organised? It's like collaborators, volunteers. Can you are you looking for volunteers and collaborators still?
Yes. First, for in Taiwan, we have about for the organization team, we have about 10 groups and about 40 volunteers. They were broken into like 10 groups. Some are working on the PR, and some are working on organizing volunteers, and some are working on the programs. Some are working on taking care of meals or life uh, during the convergence or conference, and some are helping with edge events. So we really rely a lot of like Taiwanese volunteers now to organize this big event. And um, right now, because the registration is open already, we're getting more and more interest in from foreign volunteers because we also have a application for helping as a volunteer during the convergence. So we have received some like applicants uh, that want to help during the convergence. So if you want to be a volunteer, you can also go to the website and then go to the application for volunteers. And we welcome people to arrive earlier to help us to set up the venue. So yeah, volunteers are welcome.
Great,
And
fantastic.
if you
And
can
then
like,
yeah,
sorry.
your collaborators in organising this. I take it. How's that worked out?
Um, there are also some local people from um, different groups. They are not necessarily permaculture practitioners, but they really want to support this international event. So, for example, there's a local religious group, a Christian group. They donated us some money to help us invite more people or for our work, like the expenses for volunteers or the venue. And there's also a local hostel who help us, also donated some budget to help so that we can reduce the price as much as possible. So there's, I would say that there's different, there's collaboration from different groups in the country. Yeah.
Great. And biggest challenges, learning curves?
Um, yeah, I think the biggest challenge is that we are hoping there are more participants from Southeast Asia, but a lot of these countries are financially disadvantaged. So we are also trying to fundraise for them, and so we would like to have more participants from Southeast Asia, but also the budget is one thing that we're trying to work on, and also there's we know that because of climate change, a lot of people don't want to travel. They avoid traveling so far away, and I agree with that. But also, on the other hand, I also hope that people can come to this IPC. So sometimes I confront myself about this. Um, so I think it's a challenge, but it's an invisible challenge. And the other challenge is that because there are not many people from Taiwan that has been to IPCs, so sometimes our volunteers could not imagine what the IPC would be like. So we together we are learning and trying to communicate to each other, um, and trying to it takes a lot of time to communicate with within our group that what kind of IPC we can help, we can hold, and what can happen in the IPC, and so it's more of an internal challenge that we're facing, but but we're getting there slow, step by step. Mm.
Yeah. With the travel, but my personal opinion is basically that if I fly to there and I'm inspired for the rest of my life to go and spread the word of permaculture, well, that far offsets the damage.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
S- So it's and then it's like the multiplier effect that you go and inspire someone else, and then the community that you form. To me,
Yeah,
the community is very important. The social permaculture side of it, the social around the world, meeting different cultures, learning from all different cultures. I think
yeah,
that's a more immediate threat or
yeah.
more important. And we still have to travel. We just have to
Mm,
find different means of either offsetting that or living more sustainable lives. And we
yeah.
can do that through permaculture. So that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I
uh,
think so. I agree
uh,
with that too.
mm.
Um, I think I don't. I personally don't travel just for fun. I mean, if we want to travel, we can travel in a more meaningful way, and I think attending an IPC is quite worth it.
Yeah, as you said, it's meaningful. It's purpose. It's intentful. It's
Yeah,
not just flying for fun and for
yeah.
whatever.
Mm.
Um, what's been the most sort of satisfying parts of organizing such a large scale event?
Um, I think for personally for myself, I'm very thankful for so many volunteers and helping. Also, because of organizing this IPC, I get to know more people from around the world. Like lately, I've been connecting with like someone like you, and also from other countries. That's one thing that I always like to do. That just make friends with different from different culture. So I think it also opens my eyes. I get to know more about what other people are doing in other countries. For example, because of language barrier, um, I didn't know about permaculture in Japan very well because I don't know Japanese. So I seldom saw stories from Japan. But because of organizing IPC and Japan is so close to Taiwan, so I tried hard to find permaculture people in Japan, and then I found out they are very active. It's just that I didn't know their language, so I didn't know about their stories. Um, so I've been making more Japanese friends in permaculture communities, and I think it's quite exciting. And I would like to know more about other countries too. So I think personally, it's what I uh, have learned, and um, I found it satisfying.
Yeah. I like that stuff myself as well. I love hearing about what everybody's doing around the world. And
Yeah,
even if on the other side of the planet, you always take a bit that's relevant to your property or your life, or you always take something away. You're always learning
yeah,
uh, and changing and seeing different cultures as well.
yeah,
Uh, with the likes of YouTube here, it's very, very Western. And then we don't see much of that, but it would be great to see more of it
yeah, yeah.
here and come to the forefront. It's good the APC is sort of promoting that.
Mm.
Uh, so in summary, then, so if I wanted to go there, uh, traveling in Taiwan, so do you help with accommodation? Is there accommodation lists, or so I would book my own flights independently, contact you if I wanted to present, go online, book my ticket to the book my ticket first, then organize flights. Then can I contact you with help with accommodation?
Yes. Actually, the for the conference, the 2 day conference, because it's in a big city, and the venue is it's just right at a mass rapid train station, so it's very easy to find accommodation along the we call it MRT, mass rapid transit system. So the 2 day conference, you have people will have to find their own accommodation, but because it's in a big city, so it's not so hard to find accommodation. But for the 5 day convergence, when you go register, there's a list for you to choose if you want to camp or you want to stay at a hostel, a homestay, a guest house. So we'll organize accommodation for you, but you just need to choose what kind of accommodation you would like to stay, and then the registration system will calculate how much you need to pay according to your accommodation. So we're trying to make people easier for the convergence because it's in a more rural area. So you can choose from camping to stay at a quite nice guest house.
Yeah, great. And then so and as well, then if I want to present, contact you through the website, and then I can present during the convergence. I can also go and see other people's presentations,
Yes.
and then the advanced workshops then on the teacher training
Yeah.
for the kids,
Yeah.
the youth education training.
Yeah.
You have packed an awful lot of stuff in there, and for me now it's a lot clearer of how I get there and what I can do
Mm,
and what's available.
yeah.
Um, how can people support you? You mentioned there, you're looking for donations or sponsorships still.
Yes, we're looking for donations to mainly to support people from financially disadvantaged countries, hopefully from Southeast Asia, and because there are some applicants also from, for example, Africa. We don't know how to support them because it's so far away. We can support them partially, but they also, if they want to present their country, they also need to fly here. So we really need more support financially from um, other parts of the world to support these participants, because we
And
think it's
as
important.
yeah, go ahead.
we think it's important to have some, at least some presenters from like South America or like maybe some from Africa, although it's very far from here. Um, but also Southeast Asia, like Cambodia, Vietnam, maybe Thailand, the Philippines. So we do need to have more support and donation for them. Yeah. Like I
Where
said,
can
we have over 40 applicants for a scholarship. So we, if the like Western countries can provide some donations, that would be great. Yeah.
yeah, so that's that can be an individual donation or a corporate donation.
Yeah.
And where would people make that donation?
There's a on our website. There's a I think on the first page, there's a buy me a coffee. There's a place that you can press, and then it will take you to the donation page.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that will provide that link as well in the
Yeah.
description.
Okay.
If people those are listening want to donate and
Okay.
share as well, it's important that everybody shares that through the network and give
Yeah.
you as much support, and the world
Yeah. I think
permaculture community comes together and helps.
yeah. I think we'll make the donation link more obvious. So it'll be easier for people.
Yeah, maybe the first thing you see.
Okay.
Help us out.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, is there anything we haven't covered that you want to add in?
Yeah. Well. Like anyone is welcome to share this event to their friends, and especially we don't have many registration from Europe yet, so we're welcoming more Europeans and anyone from any country.
Yeah, that's great. We'll try and help and get the word out and spread the message.
Yeah.
I think we did touch on this earlier on. So somebody who's sitting on the fence, who's not sure about going, who's thinking, it's a big investment, it's a lot of time. Have you
Yeah.
any sort of inspirational words for them to get out of their garden and go visit these?
mm, yeah, sometimes well, my personal experience is that sometimes if I stay at home or my garden or our education center for a long time and then hear about other people's story, it can be sometimes it can be frustrating because of all the up and downs of your work or your life. And I think it's important to go to other parts of the world um, to see the world and see how like-minded people, but in different from different culture, work on the same goal. I think it always will give me more strength. So I hope we can all do that, and getting to know people from other culture is also a step to world peace. I think. Mm.
100%. See, I've traveled a wee bit myself, and just seeing it just makes you realize that we're all the same basic needs in terms
Yeah.
of food, water, shelter, and we
Mm.
all just approach it in a slightly different way, and we all
Yeah.
just need to be a bit more tolerant and respectful, and we'll get along fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
also the
travel.
oh, one important thing is that we do offer group registration. Like if you get 10 people, you will register that want to come together or want to register together. You can write us, and then we will give you a code for group registration. So if you enter the code, you will get a 10% discount.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that might suit somebody as well who doesn't like traveling alone. A group of 10
Yeah.
people. Uh,
Yeah, but
I
that
think
doesn't mean
extend.
that. But that doesn't mean that you have to take the same flight or anything. You just need
Yeah,
to know each other, and then tell them that, oh, we're gonna go to IPC, and then do you want to join? And then if you have 10 people, then you can contact us, and we'll provide the registration code for group registration.
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, we thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm super excited for it, and I hope it goes well. I haven't ruled out going. I would just need to see how the budget goes the next few months.
Yep.
Uh, but we'll see. I would definitely love to do it because them talks are fantastic. The opportunity to see the how the Taiwanese are doing things,
Mm.
uh, finding out about how the co-op and how the it would be fantastic opportunity to really up your permaculture sort of emergence and go and see what everybody else is doing and network, socialize.
Yeah.
Um, it sounds really exciting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been really nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Bye
Uh,
bye.